Yo, what is good, chat? Welcome. We're back. Ladies, gentlemen, NBs alike, thank you all so much for joining me today for the comeback stream. Here we are on a Thursday, as we will always be here on a Thursday for the new coming year. Thank you for being patient. No, we took a little break off the live streaming. That was very helpful for me. To have a little break, think about content going forward for the year, which I have lots of things planned, lots of little things popping up, lots of new partnerships forming. And I'm so grateful for all of you in the chat who come and hang and have a good time, learn a little something about music production, have fun making beats, etc., etc. Today, we are checking out a really cool plugin, if you didn't already catch that from the title and from the chat stuff, but we are checking out HATZ by the Natan, who is also in chat. Shout out to them for sponsoring today's stream, and you know, hooking me up with this sweet plugin. But not only that, they're offering like a big discount for viewers today. So like this plugin, I think is eventually going to be like above $70. However, today, with the special code that's in the description, it's also in the pinned comment. The link is there in the description as well. You can get this plugin for $10. First 1,000 of my subscribers do that. Big discount. Ed Oyama, what's good? Let me say hello to everybody in chat first of all. So yeah, thank you to the sponsor today. We'll be working more with this plugin later on as we get into the music making. But I know it's been a while, so I just wanted to catch up with everybody for a bit. And say hello. Just McCaffrey there at the top. Ivan Rosa, Bishop 91, hello. What's up, Dan? Dan says, I've rarely seen a great teacher like you. You dumb it down as simple as possible. You're great. I think the thing about it is I don't dumb things down. I just explain things in a way that makes sense. And a lot of teachers do not do that. They explain things in a way that makes them feel super knowledgeable and the student feel dumb. And I'm just not really a fan of that. Cody says, hoping to tune in while at work. If not, I'll watch after work. Hey, take advantage if you can. Rashane, nice to see you. Lametta, hello. Amelia S, I'm white. Rashane, so amazing to see some of these membership badges still standing strong. By the way, if you are a member, you get a member milestone chat every month. So use those member milestone chats. They basically come out like a super chat in chat, but it's like a free super chat. So go ahead. If you hit the super chat button, members, you'll see that there. You should all have one this month because it's been a while. Keshav, hello. White Whisker, hello. I'm white. I already said that. The Natan is in chat. Chocolate and Cheese, 77 Social. Diana Fernandez. The Ozone Chamber. Welcome. I'm doing well, Diana. Thank you for asking. My mom is in chat. Yarden is in chat. Kyle Gray Young is in chat. Bunch of regulars here. It's so great to see all these names again. Cable Man, hello. Amelia S showing off that badge. 7 months. Some of you might be coming up on a year because we started this live stream thing like a year ago, and some of you have been staying strong as members. Jennifer, thank you so much for becoming a new member. First new member during a live stream of the year. I think other people have become members off stream. Frederick, hello. Per Lemming Wittis. Sorry if I missed anybody's name. It's very hard. Groovius Maximus, thank you for being here. Bruno. Hey, TAETRO, my first live thing here. Great content, dude. Thank you for stopping in, Bruno. Yeah, everybody, we are going to get into music making, but like, thank you for hanging. We like to have like kind of a casual, fun time here in addition to the fun work stuff. 1 year, where's my new badge? That's a good question. There is another badge on top of that. I wonder if it's, I have to look at it. But all of that to say, there's a lot of great member perks. I know a lot of you are becoming members or have been members for a while. One of those perks is submitting for track reviews, which we will be doing this coming Saturday. The stream I just made public as soon as we went live with this, so you can set a reminder. So if you are a member and you're in the Discord server, you can submit a track in the channel as usual. Make sure you include your YouTube name, follow the pinned post at the top. In addition to that, if you're not a member yet, become a member now at any tier and you can submit music for Saturday. What usually happens is we prioritize members, but what ultimately that means is we have so many submissions that we can basically only do members. So if you want to become a member, you're supporting the channel. You're also going to get a couple free samples along the way. And then you can submit music to get feedback on your tracks. And I know a lot of people DM me asking for that. Unfortunately, I'm just at a point where like there's so many people asking me for that. I gotta funnel them somehow. So it is time consuming to share the knowledge and share all that. So if I did it to everybody in the DMs just for free, I wouldn't have any time to make great videos for you all. So that's kind of how that works. Hello, Psycho Mantis. I feel like that's the name of a weapon in Cyberpunk because I'm playing Cyberpunk again. Orbit, hello, nice to see you. Thank you for those member milestone chats. White, thank you so much for the 2 months. Edoyama for the 11 months. Edoyama did release a Lo-Fi Christmas track. That's amazing. Joseph McCaffrey with the 12 months. The longest. So that's how I know like how long people have been subscribed for. What else is happening? Well, one quick thing before we get into things. I collaborated with this cool brand, and I am going to collaborate with them some more. They're called Cloak, and they're really cool. They hit me up. Let me actually pause the background music and show you this. I'm not trying to like plug the clothing brand necessarily or anything. Just trying to show off. Darn, I can't even look at an Instagram post because I'm not logged in on this computer. Anyway, Cloak brand, they licensed some of my music and they're doing they did a really cool job. I think it's still ongoing. Where 10% of their sales are going to the Trevor Project, which is the world's largest prevention and crisis intervention organization for LGBT young people. So it's a really good, this is actually like owned by Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, apparently. But if you click on some of these videos, you will hear my music, and I'm working on them on a future drop as well. There are other cool new partnerships coming out like that as well. So that's cool. Foodie 505, 4 months. So far, your videos are nice to watch. Thank you. I hope so. Yes, Yarden, Cloak like Markiplier's brand, that Cloak. So I'm stoked to be collaborating with them and making some music. Much love, Panda. Hello, hello, hello. Stay Golden says, I already sent a new song to my distributor for release. That's awesome. Yeah, I've been working on a little bit of new music. I actually haven't been working on a ton of music. I've been painting a lot, which if you go to my Instagram, you'll see that. I posted a page on my story yesterday. If you're not following me on Instagram, that's where you're going to get like daily content. And I'll say, chat, as I'm opening up Ableton Live here, I will say it's very helpful to me if you all are following me on both Instagram and Twitter, because what happens with YouTube is you can only basically post a YouTube video on YouTube. You can post in the community tab, but it's highly unlikely you'll see it. You guys are mostly scrolling on Instagram and Twitter all day, and that's where you get like day-to-day stuff rather than YouTube where you get like a full video. So if you follow me there, you're going to see what I'm up to more. And like when I need to announce stuff, like when I need to tell you all when a live stream is happening or when something's dropping, that's the first place I go. It's because I can do links and stuff. So if you're not following me on Instagram and Twitter, that would be great. Berlemic, thank you for the 10 months. Orbit, thank you for the 5 months. One more to go to upgrade badge. Nice. Yes, 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 yes. What's up, Jos Ray? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Chimera, I should say. Your paintings are, for real, super impressive. Thank you. All right, but we're not here to talk about paintings, even though we can later. I'll answer this question right off the top. As usual, if you all have questions as we go through today, you can ask them, and I'll try to answer them as long as they're kind of relevant to the conversation. What buffer size do you use? Asks Frederick. I use the lowest I can get away with without having any issues. Usually, if I'm just starting a project, 64 samples, that's fine. I probably don't want to go above 128 in extreme circumstances. If I need to go up to 256, I'll do that. That is, of course, only if I'm playing in stuff and latency matters. If latency doesn't matter and it's a big project and I'm just mixing, not playing any ideas, just mixing, I bump it all the way up there so that there's no issues whatsoever. Oh, Edoyama picked up HATS. All right, you all can let me know if you pick up HATS along the way as well. So let me show off this plugin for you because Natan was so gracious in sponsoring today's stream and hooking us up with this new plugin, which I think is going to go into my default Ableton Live template. I'll let you all be the judge of that soon in a minute. So this is a plugin that's strictly for hi-hats, but at first, we're going to use it for hi-hats, but then we're going to use it for a couple other things like vocal stutters, like I put on my Instagram story yesterday. This is a lot of fun. So let me give you some background. One of the ways I work with drums, obviously, as you all know, is on the timeline. And what I'll often do is grab a hi-hat or a percussion sample, and, we do stuff like this. We make it go like this, and then we have, a hi-hat. That's not a hi-hat, it's a perk, but you get what I'm saying. So then if we want to do stutters, we have to get really fine tuning here. It's a lot of cutting and pasting. And then at this point, we're getting more interesting rhythms as we do that. But we also want to do fun things like have it sound human. So have the gain change, which is really annoying to do in this style. I could go through and change the gains on the different samples, etc. That's really obnoxious and annoying. So you say, okay, why wouldn't you just use the drum rack? And sure, we could use drum rack. Say you throw a hi-hat on here on this drum rack, arm it. By the way, working with the mini lab today. So great, yes, and you've all seen me do this before where we grab the arpeggiator and we throw it on the drum rack and we get a stutter just by holding down the button. A stutter or a rate, Now the only way to change this, I think I'm covering it up, is you change the rate here. So what I'll often do, and this is setting up the problem that HATZ solves, by the way, the solution to that is, great, let's copy this. Now we have another one that we can set to 16ths. So now we have 8ths and 16ths. Now it's taking up 2 slots. It's one sample. Then if I want to EQ and mix these individually, I got to put individual EQs on here and then forget about automating them to be in conjunction, that's a mess. So enter in HATZ, a single plugin, one-stop shop where we can do all of the little nuanced things that we need to do with hi-hats, percussion, shakers, and more, as I alluded to before. So let's take a look at this. This is the main screen of the plugin. Obviously, we have our sample here. And let me get into let me arm this track. It's a MIDI device, obviously. Oh, this is a freaky one. So what we ultimately have, let me actually roll the dice. So that's a little dice button. It's going to randomize our parameters. Good. This one is like a more stereotypical hi-hat. What you'll see here is we have the sample. We also have, let's just focus on this section right here. You see that has note names, C3, D, E, F. These are all divisions. So if you do want to play a steady pattern and you have a MIDI keyboard or even your computer keyboard, you just hold down a button. There we have half notes, quarter notes, eighths, and etc. You see where this is going. We're just going up. So that's this block of notes right here, C3 and on. And these, the black keys are also triplets. So it's really right out the gate, way easier to do what I just demonstrated how to do with adding a bunch of different little devices, right? That's the playability. And then I guess since we're on that note, I'll also show off this section of notes right here, which is the octave below where we just were. That is patterns. So let's take a look at that. So you see, obviously that starts at C2 through B onto C3. So what we have there is instead of just uniform rates like this, we have cool little patterns and rolls. And that's, by the way, just by holding down a key, as you can see. So this is fun because it's not just all about the steady rate. Sometimes it's about yes. Sometimes it's about adding those little patterns in there, and you saw how easy it was just to get into a groove, and that's way more of a fun, bouncy groove when you play with these patterns than if you just keep a steady hi-hat pattern, which I know I do. Logan says, man, the trap producers are going to love this. Well, it's not just for trap producers, I would say, but stay tuned, stay tuned. All right. Don't forget, yeah, discount offers in the description. I know that Natan keeps putting it in chat. They'll remind you, but yeah, we got big money off this indeed. So yeah, that's patterns. And the one other thing I want to show here is that each of these little bubbles here represents a different key on the keyboard. Or like I said, you can do this. How do I zoom in? You can do this with your computer keyboard as well. But you can change these patterns. There's a big list of patterns here. So I'm just going to change this one just to give you an example. Box theme or whatever, 20th century. All right, yeah, and these are, you just go through. There's drill ones, very specific genre-wise, but it's very useful to have there. All right, and the last thing on this bottom section here is we have like pitch effects, right? So yes, so I can actually do this on my controller here. So my pads are sending, and this is all octaves, by the way. Remember, C3, C2, C1, C0. And this will change our pitch, obviously. So these are pitch up in this octave. Let me just play a steady. So that's useful. And then obviously there's pitch down. I need to get. So you can on the fly change the pitch, the pattern, the divisions, etc. It's like a more playable. When I was talking before about like programming on the grid, that's like very, it's not like a very musical process. Like it's a very mathematical process getting things on the grid. This is just like a little more hands-on. On top of this, first of all, you see at the top that we do, of course, have an effects module here with Reverb, which was already engaged here. Let me go back up an octave so we can just play with that. And actually, let's just randomize again so we get a variety of sound. Let's not do that one, though. Cool. So yeah, there's Reverb engaged. We can change the room percentage, change the amount. We can obviously add delay. And we can change the timing there, of course. We've got like a little make it crunch a bit with some 8-bit. We've got some drive. And we've got our normal like high pass, low pass filter, but there's more filtering options. I just turned it off. More filtering options coming because there's a whole nother page. Basic gain and tuning and width. I wonder, I know that Natan hides little Easter eggs sometimes in these plugins, so I wonder if there is one. Like in tape piano, there's like a cool rain animation that happens. That's the main page. Of course, we have amp envelope. I don't think I need to explain that. Attack to case, sustain, release, etc. But we also have this layers module, which will add a little bit of noise. So layers was already engaged. Let me actually turn all of these to 0% and engage them one at a time. This, I believe, adds some noise to the sample and different types of noise on each letter. So you can always hear that. I particularly like this kind of vinyl crackle because it can take an electronic sounding hi-hat and make it sound a little more organic, I think. This one's got a little bit more low end. And that's just some like white noise on top. It kind of makes it snare. Flange noise, crackle, tape hiss, and hiss noise. Nice. Yeah, I think that's such a nice touch. This is the, I would say this is like the secret sauce of the Natan plugins. They always have something cool like this, like especially in vibes, of course. All right, this is just the first page, folks. Now, there is a second page where we're going to get into all this fancy stuff. But I want to take a minute before we do that. And obviously, there's a bunch of samples within the plugin. I guess I didn't mention that. I want to take a minute. That sounds so springy. and just show you that not only are there samples in the plugin itself, but we can add our own samples in as well. And maybe we should start getting a little bit of a loop going here, make some music, and then kind of mess around a bit just to give our ears a bit of a break for a moment. Hope you all are enjoying. Thank you all so much for hanging in there and chilling. Be jamming. Hello. Will it vary the velocity on notes? We're going to get into that in a minute because we've got different things like gain automation and stuff to vary the sound. Now, what kind of hi-hat am I going for? I literally just searched. Oh, I searched shaker. Sure. Why not? That's already a pattern. I want a one shot. That's cool. Let's just see that. So as simple as throw that in there. Oh! So there's some like intense stuff happening there. And that is because, as you can see, we have all these different designers: gain designer, pan designer, pitch designer, filter designer. And the one we're hearing the most effect of is that pitch designer, right? Jermaine, thank you for being here. Koch says, just purchased it. Cool little program for the price. Worth paying to play around with it. Yeah, I mean, $10, you know. How often you get a plugin like with this much polish for $10? There's a lot of janky plugins out there. This is not one of them. So we obviously have that pitch designer engaging there. That one, the gain designer. Oh, I forgot that I'm randomizing and I'm changing the sample. Let me find another shaker sample. I could grab one from my own sample pack, maybe from Hayes. Oh, that's only shaker loops. Let's see what one shots we have. Oh, that's fun. Nice. Which one of these is Vinyl Crackle? That one. Nice. And now that's tuned down all the way an octave off the bat on these settings. So I'm just randomizing the settings as we go. And if you ever get lost, you can look down here and you're not sure like if you're playing a pattern or a subdivision, those notes will engage. And I'm going to go ahead and lower my tempo down here. Let's just make something chill for now. And it's something simple like those little flams. Let me record this pattern real quick because I'm ready to do it. I can remember what I just played. Very short pattern here, probably about 4 bars or less. Go over to HATZ. Let's record this. What did I play again? Can you make some crazy snare roll? Actually, that is a good point, Bruno, because right now I'm just using it with shakers and hats, but I do want to talk about misusing this plugin for things other than hats. So let's just go ahead and record this really quick. Yeah, I'm going to start there. Let's turn this on. Let's go ahead and loop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, let me get my tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. I fell off there at the end, but I didn't want to do more than that initial pattern. That's why I was kind of trying to freestyle. So let's get off that. Great. What other patterns are here? Let me just add that there at the end for some variation. Little D. We're going from D sharp to D. And then down. Cool. So yeah, simple as that. Boom. Now, say we get somewhere down in the project, what eventually happens too, if you all remember what I was doing before with laying samples all out here on the timeline, say we get somewhere down the road in our production and I don't like this shaker anymore. Well, in the whole track now, I have to go find another shaker and replace it in every instance that it occurs. But when we're using something like this, the advantage of using a plugin like this, like HATZ, is, and I made a quick duplicate of it really quick, is that now, say we want this to be more of a traditional hi-hat and not a hi-hat loop, a hi-hat one-shot. This is from my Haze sample pack. We drop that in, and now we drop the MIDI in as well. Boom. So now we just very quickly are able to swap the sample, right? And mess with it. I don't have to go to each individual sample and change things like the tuning. That's fun. All right, what do you say since we have this all set up? We'll check out those designers I mentioned in a minute, but why don't we add some, like, use this as a inspiration point? And actually, what if we have two hats going at the same time? One that's more of like a little bit of a shaker there. Group them together, got one going left, one going right, say less. Put that in the group. Now we can control them together. What do y'all think of that? And let's even add to this shaker layer. Not too much of that, but a little bit of that. Sounds a little spacey, no? A little outer spacey. All right, I know we're working with like these quiet hi-hats, but let's go ahead and add some keys. We're gonna add Diva for now. Let's get it, let's get it. Sorry, chat, I've been neglecting you, I feel. Can you make some crazy snare roll? Yes, I'm going to do that, Bruno, don't worry. Casper just says, just bought it, not bad for 10 bucks. I've been looking for something like this. Nice. Yeah, I think it'll solve some issues. Pardon the sirens in the background. I think they're actually, I think somebody called the police or fire department because the Natan is committing a crime by selling this plugin for so cheap. Somebody give me a key signature, please. A key to play in. First one I see in the chat is the one I'll take. Let me find some. Well, I choose a preset. You all can tell me the key. Dream synth. Why not? Something with a little more attack. And that was Diana first with C sharp, but did not indicate minor or major. This signed piano is fine. Thank you all for your suggestions. I appreciate it. C sharp minor. Of course, you all have been paying attention to the music theory series, so you know that C minor is the relative minor to E major. So if you all know the notes to E major, you all know the notes to C minor. Anyway, not to get too nerdy here. That's fun. All right, let me roll this rhythm here for a bit. Yeah, a little something like a lead line. Yeah, I think what I just played is fine. We'll go ahead and capture that. It's a little off. Like that's the first beat. You see that there, Chad? We just got to rearrange. They're like, oh God, the plugin's too cheap. Turn on the sirens. All right, what are we ready to add some kick and some snare to this? That's what I love about working with a plugin like a plugin that inspires like just different ways to interact with rhythm, because I probably wouldn't have played this lead line off the top of my head, but with this rhythm playing in the background, it all kind of comes together. What's up, Wiley? Thank you for being here. Members, thank you for being here. Don't forget to use the your member milestone chat if you haven't already. I know a lot of you already have. Check Nightbot in the chat right now as well, because we will have our first track review of the year this Saturday. So if you want to do that, set your reminder for it. The YouTube link just dropped in chat. You can take a one-shot chord and repitch. You are right. We are going to mess with that a bit in a second. But give me a moment, chat. You guys are getting so far ahead of me. Actually, let's go ahead and utilize Splice for a moment and grab a kick from there, because I know I have lots of kicks in my library. Please. Oh. Okay, hold on. Let's open up drums. And again, I just opened up Splice, which is like I use it for samples, because everybody always asks if I don't specifically state. Nice. We'll use that as our main kick. And how about a snare? Going for like more of a trap feel, obviously, in this one. I didn't know what I wanted to make today, so I just put a bunch of genres in the title. Why are you so loud? I don't mind that, but it's got reverb printed on it, which is kind of annoying. Let me search the genre. Trap. Isn't it on Saturday? Yes, the track review stream is on Saturday. Oh, you guys are wondering about the milestone chat. Yep, you hit the super chat button. Doesn't cost anything because you get one free one per month as a member. I just want a short trap snare. It's never that simple though, right? You just like want a simple short snare and then suddenly you're searching through thousands of samples. That's fine. Don't want to do this all day. I'm going to mute these tracks for now. Easy. I love this kick. Let's just do this. Bump, 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 bump. Oh, Wiley's the first one to notice in the YouTube chat the new nose piercing. Watch out. Sorry. Thank you for noticing. I'm going to miss that one on purpose. Da, da, da. Anybody watching Book of Boba Fett in the chat? Good. Now I'm going to just duplicate these two bars and slightly alter it. Ba-dum, dum, dum. Dum, dum. Close. All right, there we go. Now we just get a simple snare. Boom, 2 and 4. Actually, which one do I want to do? Not that one. Let's have that hit on 1. Bring it down though. Okay. That's too loud. Let me just test that other snare really quick. That's sounding crispy, that other one. Oh, that one's way better. Just much darker. But don't worry, we're going to have the opportunity to add some more snare stuff in a second. Ludwig Göransson work on Mando and Boba Fett gets me going. I mean, he's for sure like a big shining star, like for the younger generation, right? I mean, he did come up through the traditional channels. But it's good to see a younger person working on these big major projects. Not only working on the big major projects, but being like a main player now. He's the, for those of you who don't know, the composer. All right, that's fine. I'm kind of not loving the spacey vibes that I originally got with HATS. However, we still got something. And we're going to open up another instance of HATS to add some snare rolls for the moment. Yes, that's correct, Gary. How did you decide when to use simpler or audio on drum elements? If it has to be pitched or something, I'll use simpler, but otherwise, I think I'm rarely using simpler. Well, the thing about that is like, okay, we're just throwing these in as audio, right? But if you throw it in a drum rack, it's always simpler. But I mostly prefer doing drums like this, with some drawbacks to that. However, one of those drawbacks is being solved by HATS, so that's why I'm happy about that. I want to put that on an audio track that has actual settings on it for drums. Now let's do that. Okay, so we have another HATS here, and what I wanted to do was throw like a snare roll on here. And I think I'm down to do this like brighter snare. I think this is one of the funny things about live. I gotta just throw it. Yeah, there we go. Cool. All right, so let me arm that for recording. Let's not tune it an octave down. Let's bring that down. So now I have a snare in here, and it's got a bunch of reverb and delay. Let's take that off for now. So I could add some rolls. I kind of like that. That's dark. Yarden hit us with the go. I just really like that. Not too much delay though. I think I just want a less is more situation right now. So I'm literally just going to record that one little pattern. 1, 2, 3. I just want that to happen literally one time. And then what we can do is hit the duplicate button. And now we have hats again, but we can change some of these settings here. So I probably want more of a dry snare situation this time. I do have the filter engaged. So now, turn delay off. Let's just do simple delay, simple snare rolls. This is one of the most annoying things to do in that way of doing drums that I showed you, laying it all out on the timeline, like trying to make these rolls and stuff. This is going to greatly improve my life. All right, I'm probably not going to keep all of that because that was kind of dense and it overlapped with what else I was doing, but I think that sounded pretty good. And actually, I just had a thought. I think what I'm gonna do is actually only have that happen in the back half. And maybe even only the last bar. You hear that a lot, like at the end of phrases where there's just like a new snare, like roll thing that comes in. I kind of like it at the beginning though. There we go. Yeah, so remember, like we're using a combination of the phrases or the patterns and the just steady rate. But then if I hold a button down now, this should work actually. And let me turn this on just for the sake of the demo. Right. So now you heard how the pitch changed, right? That's just because I'm using this. The reason the pitch is changing, again, is, let me bring it back to it, is we have these MIDI notes assigned to do pitch down and pitch up. So then if you say wanted to do that, like let's just record over this. I'm probably not going to keep this, but I just want to show it off as a demo. So I'm going to do overdub record, and instead of adding, I'm not going to be adding new notes. I'm literally just going to be changing the pitch by playing the MIDI keyboard. So there you go. Really, like that's the straight up like trap version or trap utility. There is like literally just the ability to add in those pitch notes. And you can see the way to do that normally is to go into this annoying menu, MIDI control, pitch bend. I mean, there's a couple ways you could do this, and then draw in these automations that are not quite precise, etc. But when we do this with MIDI notes and it is super precise, like +1, +2, like it's actual semitones, as opposed to like when you're drawing in automation, it's like these number values that don't mean much to you unless you're freaking Jimmy Neutron. I actually kind of like that pitch situation at the end there. And then if you want to change that, you don't have to go nitty gritty, find the automation and change it like that. You can literally just take out the MIDI notes. So this is just like a lot of utility here in this plugin. So again, I am not going to use that middle section. I was just doing that for the demo. And I actually don't even want to change the pitch there at the beginning. Just take out the note. Easy. Drummy Geo says dope for $10. I agree. But it's not always going to be $10, so you want to make sure you take advantage of it today. Do you have a video on setting up your MIDI keyboard pads? Literally every video. I don't know what to tell you. spend any amount of my time on my channel, you'll find your answer. All right. I just don't know if is there space for maybe another hi-hat situation here. Maybe. Double click that, open up hats again. I just think we could add maybe one more hi-hat layer. I mean, of course, I'm trying to show off the plugin, but I think it could work. Genre, trap, go. Here we go. We definitely want one shots. The counselor with the member milestone chats. 10 months. Says, I just pulled the trigger. Highly effective sponsor video for everyone in the equation. Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah. I like you all know you see me like work with like similar brands like or the same brands like over and over again, and the Natan is one of them where it's like it's just easy. When they hit me up and say we got a new plugin or something, first of all, it usually makes a lot of sense for like the need for what I think you all would be interested in, and then also a thing that's gonna actually solve my problems. You know what? Let's just do that kind of higher pitched one. This one. So happy to work with them. And then these streams are happening every week. So I try to make sure people know that if they want to get word out about a product. And then this doing sponsored streams obviously helps me better sustain the channel, right? Because you all are members. That's one big source of, you know, help there. It's a little portion. Sponsorships are great for that as well. That way there's like and it gives us a chance to try something new, right? Like there's more of a purpose than just sitting here making music, even though that's fun. But like it's easier for me to have a focus, right? All right, this might be a good spot to take a look at some of this stuff here. So game designer, right? Obviously, we see that working through, right? Let me solo this. I know it's kind of annoying to listen to a hi-hat pattern. Do it like more exaggerated. And we could probably do it to the right. You hear that slight fade? I mean, it's we can turn the intensity up. This is a big part of humanizing your hi-hats, snares, shakers, etc. because picture a drummer playing, like, right? Like, I'm sure they have the ability to play like a very steady velocity and volume. However, the human quality comes from the tiny variations in that over time. So you can see that I just changed the rate of it, and we can see that rate going through in real time. And it's the same rate as the 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 16ths, right? Doesn't have to be that, but that's just adding subtle variation. So let me just see if you all can hear the difference if I turn it on and off. There will be a difference. It will be subtle though. It's actually not that subtle. There's obviously a volume difference, but super robotic without gain designer, much more human. And let's actually reverse this because I think I want my accent to be arranged a little differently. And you have the ability to actually really change the feel of the hi-hats just by doing this. Even though it's only playing 16th notes the whole time, changing where the accent is has a big effect on the sound. And again, now that groove versus this, And then again, you can change that subdivision as well. Oh, and we can change the step number. So that's why, like, that's going to have even more of an effect on the groove. How much did you pay for this plugin? I paid $0 because they are the sponsor of the stream and they hooked me up. However, if you want to get it, it's only $10 with the link in the description and the coupon code. It's also pinned to the top of the chat. Wiley says, broke 150 plays per week goal on SoundCloud. Congratulations, Wiley Audio, making moves. I'm very excited to listen to all your music on Saturday because I want to see what everybody's been cooking up over the break. And I want to get back into hearing what you all are working on because I've seen you all grow so much over the past year. This year is going to be a big year for a lot of you, I think. All right, so other module here is Pitch Designer. If you want to add these pitch variations, obviously it works very similarly to the Gain Designer where we have different parameters, and then we also have something we can draw here. Let's randomize it. Even turn up the speed, which is going to make it even more intense, and then you can obviously change the amount that it's going to change the pitch, which is going to make it even more intense. I saw somebody said they were uploading their track on DistroKid as we speak as well. So congrats to that. I missed who it was, though. I'm sorry. So obviously this is fun if you want to do pitch variation. A lot of possibilities there. I mean, I'm just kind of showing it off as... Even doing this subtly will have a nice effect. So there's a stagnant pitch, and here's a slight variation over time. You can see that arrow barely moving and moving fairly slowly. I'm going to keep that on. Anything to get us to be a little more human. Here we have pan as well. Jenna White, hello. It's going well. Thank you for being here with us today. Are track review submissions still open or are we full for Saturday? That's a good question, Jason. We always do... we always prioritize members. So the way to guarantee your music gets played is by being a member. I'm just looking at Discord here on my phone and seeing what we have. Because I literally just announced that we were doing this stream today. And I see that people are already putting it. So let me look. Oh yeah, people are literally just submitting. So there's only two submissions so far now. So if you want to become a member today, put your track in the Discord, and then we'll get to your track for sure. I think I'm going to commit to doing these at least monthly. So if they have to be a little bit longer, I'll make them longer. All right, we're on Pen Designer though. I got distracted. I apologize. Pen Designer, obviously that affects the panning. And you can choose different waveforms. Now, I think sine wave is probably the most... oh, random's fun, though. I think sine wave is probably the most natural and smoothest. I'm just going to crank the intensity so we can really hear it. I think my stream is in stereo, so hopefully you hear that bouncing between your ears. This is probably more useful for something like a shaker. And if we just bring down the intensity, we'll get obviously a more subtle situation. I think it's nice to have that dialed in slightly. And then there's filter. Now this is for sure going to help with shakers as well. We can change the type of filter. This is the one I think I would use the least. But you can see that it's definitely adding like percussive elements. And has the ability to change the groove depending on the rate. I'm going to leave that off for now. So now, if we turn off all these three that we're using, we start with this. Just your straight up, straight ahead hi-hats. Add a little game designer, we get a little more groove and accent to it. Add pitch designer, we get a slight variation in pitch over time. Pan designer, boom, slight variation in panning as well. Oh, all right, that was a lot. Who knew that we were actually making a tune today? I'm probably gonna bring this down. How do I get the icon next to my name linked to join? There's a join button below the video, or at least there should be. All right, I gotta play in time. Why am I struggling? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, because I'm hitting like a triplet and that's like messing me up. Anyway, let's just try again. Might just be terrible. Yeah, I'm just not going to mess with that triplet for now. I kept on the overdub. Let's try that one more time. So as you can see, I'm just bouncing between steady and these little patterns. I think I'm only going to do those. Okay. 3, 4. I'm going to have those hold out a little longer. All right, that's fine. I'm just going to quantize. I know I kind of played trash, but you know how it goes. Great. There's one more way I want to use HATS today, and that is not for percussion elements at all. We're going to use it with a vocal sample. Do you have any tips for beginner beat maker? Yes, just make music every day. When you encounter a problem or something you don't know how to do, Google it. Don't leave comments in people's videos. Don't DM people and ask them for answers. Go to google.com. Every time you have a question, go to google.com. If you're not finding your answer, it's because you don't know the terminology or the words, the way to ask the question yet. So make sure you're really, really paying attention to the thing that people say in tutorials. So you're watching a tutorial, then you're going to make something, applying what you learned. Once you encounter like the next problem, then it's Googling, YouTubing, finding the answer, you know? Coffee. Thank you all for hanging out. Lorenzo says it best. YouTube is your friend. Got lots of, if you go to my channel, the first page on my channel, youtube.com/TAETRO, there's playlists and it says like just starting making beats, start here. And there's plenty of just getting started breakdown videos for you out there. It doesn't have to just be my channel. HATS. Thank you once again. Then it's on for sponsoring today. If you want to get this plugin that we've been using throughout for just $10, limited time only. It's actually going to be an $80 plugin, I believe. You can use the link in the description. And get it for just $10. Also, if you want to support the channel, click the join button, become a member. You can join our Discord server. You can submit music to the track review on Saturday. What else? You can get some free samples. Every member has a small pack of 10 free samples to get on the community tab. If you become a VIP member, you get my ritual sample pack for free. I'm working on the next sample pack, which VIP members will also get for free. A lot of good things going on in the membership tab. Miko, if you check the description, you will see that there is a code to get it for $10. So please pay attention. All right. Why did I duplicate, or why did I add another HATZ? And why did I add it onto a MIDI track with no effects rack on it? All right. It's because we're going to misuse this plugin now. We're not going to use it with any type of percussion sample. We're going to use it with a vocal one shot. We're going to try. This could go terribly. Let me just, sure, female vocal sample one shot.
Let's go.
That's a lot. Shush me on my own stream.
Hey.
That's fun. I'm trying to find something that's a very clean one shot. Is going to work best because we're in C sharp minor. Thank you, Diana. And I'm going to have to tune it. What the heck is that? You know what I think is... Let's not search by one shots.
Let's go.
Let's go. That's like... I click on the same samples. I don't know why. Let's try that, and let's add a bunch of effects to it. That one's fine. Where are you, HATZ? There we go. Ah, look at that. We can throw any sample in, meaning we can throw in a vocal sample. But what does that even mean? Well, kind of means all the same things as before. And maybe I just want that ending. And now this comes into play a little bit more with a vocal sample, because how often are we shaving off the attack on our... I'm going to turn off layers there, the noise layers. Don't forget that we are tuned down. So now you see these patterns get really fun because they become like stutters. Turn this up a bit. One question I had for the Natan is there a way... Oh yeah, I guess the gain is here. Answered my own question. All right, let's tune this sample really quickly, though. So I'm going to grab tuner. And then right in HATZ, we can do the tuning. And we probably want it to be a C. C sharp, actually, I should say. And I'm actually going to bring this down an octave. So what's 3.98 minus 12? Who can say? There we go. Do y'all like it the octave up better? I feel like I like it the octave up better. Octave up is better, I think. I agree, Lorenzo. Thank you for saying that. Boom. Let's mess around with some reverb here. Now this says ×2 here, then it's on. Is this a doubler? What does the ×2 on the width knob mean? Curious. When using one-shots, Pitch Designer will help you go crazy. Can you say, Natan, can you rewrite that sentence but write go crazy? It would mean a lot to me. Here we go. Reset this. I'm gonna go again for the sine wave. It doubles up the input signal. It's a nice way to push it far away. Got it. Well, this almost has like a granular effect there. Wiley, see you soon. Thank you for hanging with us today. That's fun. Now we're just going creepy with it. Do this. Oh, turn that on. Remember, we can change these patterns. I'm gonna turn off Pan Designer for a second, because this is almost like a Kanye-esque situation. Let me go back to the sound. Turn layers on. Bring down the attack. I don't even know what this is, but I'm just going to add it. Natan says, tip, fast release on ADSR helps to close the notes. Yes, that's what I was messing with. All right, so that's like messing with a little bit of the pitch designer, which, you know, we took a basic, what am I doing? Oh, no. We took a basic, I pushed the random button. Is there an undo in the, is there an undo in the app, in the plugin? Why did I click that? Who let me do that? We need an undo button. Notes, the Natan. We need an undo button in the plugin. But hey, we took a little vocal one shot. We transformed it. You all saw the demo. Run back the tape, and you can get into it. I kind of wanted to try one other thing, though, so maybe that's okay that that happened.
Hey.
Vocal. It doesn't have to be a female vocal. Just give me a simple one shot. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I make some obnoxious music when I'm not on stream sometimes.
No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove.
What?
Woo!
Could do that. Who put that button over there? Well, I just find myself clicking randomly when I don't know what I'm doing. That's creepy. Let's grab that. That should be fun now that I completely destroyed the work we just did. Boom, put that there. You know, it'd be awesome, the Natan, as well, is if there were certain things that you could lock from being random. So there's a dice button that can dice the whole thing, but say I didn't want the sample to change, I just want all the parameters to change, I could lock the sample. Because there is a dice button on just the sample, but it'd be good if there was a lock there too. Or if that functionality exists, maybe I just don't know about it. Let's tune this. Right, like vibes. Get a Don't forget, we can change the pitch. Easily. Y'all didn't tell me my face cam wasn't on? Does HATZ have a demo version? I believe it does. Because all the Natan plugins do. Alright, real quick. Let me just make this easier. Actually, just record new MIDI for this. Not that. What did I do? Oh, I'm playing the pitch buttons and the patterns. That sounds like a song that I like to listen to a lot. What did I just do? All right, we're off the rails at this point. Catch y'all later. Gotta bounce, no problem. Lorenzo, thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you. That's what it was. It was the modulation. Oh, let's get this back in tune. Get this attack up. I'm just messing around at this point, but you see the possibilities in getting these kind of vocal sample stutters. All right, like I said, less is more. Let's just add this once, find one pattern that I like. Two, three, four. Just like that. These little stutters just make it a little more interesting than just playing the sample. We're not going to record. We're done. Pitch down. By drawing in notes here, right? So we get the C, where are you? C0. Maybe for this whole bar, we want that to be pitched down. And then you can see, let me fold this. See how this, let's actually do like that. Watch here. It's really smooth transition. Because when this note is not there, it's playing in the normal octave. So that tail of the sample actually comes up to be the normal pitch when this note stops. All right, that's fine. I was struggling a little bit there, obviously. However, this is a fun little track. Let's just sidechain this and call it a day. Then we'll put the mastering chain on it and just see how it sounds, because the mastering chain makes me feel better about my life. Sidechain from kick. No, not from drums. From kick. We also didn't add any 808s here, which I feel like it could for sure need. I'm sidechaining everything. And to recap, we used hats for this straight up hi-hat pattern, as well as these snare rolls. We actually don't need to sidechain those. We'll come up on these snare rolls right here. Boom. And then we used it on this, which is a little other snare roll thing. Let's pan that to the right. And then we used it on this main percussive groove here. As well as making the stutter, which, by the way, that vocal sample sounds like this. So what we did was threw that into HATS, chopped it up, and then that's what we ended up with. Boom. I don't understand your comment, TI-80 Mark. You say, but you can use whatever hi-hats you want in Ableton. What do you mean? Yes, the live pitching of the sample is super dope. Yeah, there's hi-hats in the library too, of course, but it's about working with them. It's not about the particular samples. I don't know what I meant. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, got it. Got it. Thank you, Diana, for hanging out. We're coming to the end of the stream anyway, folks. What did I say I was going to do? Add the mastering chain? All right, let's do that. We could add an 808 here, 808 there. What am I doing? Beat sketches master. It's been a while. Throw that on top here. And you know what I think, actually, though? We were in the red a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just select every track and bring it down like 5. I'm dumb because that didn't do every track. Did it? Let's see. Yeah. Just going to do that. It's going to be loud. Maybe not. Maybe I did overkill. As long as they're not in the red on that master, I'm fine. And then what ultimately happens is this accentuates highs a bit, but nonetheless. Little saturation situation. We don't need any noise. So what I usually end up doing is going back in and kind of compensating. Don't forget that we can filter this in, and I do like to shave off a bit of highs off hi-hats usually. This is easy, like really simple beat here for the purposes of the demo, but not a bad groove overall. Yes, I can save this in a moment. What was I gonna do? Oh, you guys want me to add an 808 real quick? Let's see. What 808 samples do I have? Just gonna be simple baseline situation. Been a while since I did 808s this way, but I don't have all the plugins that I usually use on this computer since I switched. That's fine. All right, throw this in simpler. Let's try that. That says it's A sharp. Odd. All right, it's A sharp, which means we got to transpose it. Remember, you all are watching the music theory series, so you know this. A sharp is B flat. They're the same note. A sharp, B flat. We need to get to C sharp, so we need to go up 1, 2, 3 semitones, which we just did right there. Let's arm that now. Wait, we're here. Go up an octave. Very hard to hear in these headphones. So play up an octave. Don't love this 808. We're probably not going to add 808s today because I don't want to belabor the point. Oh gosh, that's some Yeezus shit right there. Yeah, I'm just not going to be able to hear these frequencies well enough right now, not on speakers. compressor up. Let's see if we can play along with the kick, and then that'll be it. We'll call it a day. Thank you to the Natan for sponsoring today's stream. Where are we at? 2, 3, 4. Yeah, one more time. See, I'm just looking at this, trying to play along with that pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was terrible. But anyway, if I put this up here, you can see I was close in my attempt. Now let's just quantize what I did play. Get this here. Oh, and by the way, let's turn up the release. That was close, but not quite, right? So all I'm doing is to line up the kick in the 808. Just putting them next to each other and just looking at them. Boom, we do this, we do this. Easy, easy. Looks like we played pretty well up until here. Bam, bam. If you want, you don't have to always line up your kick in your 808, obviously. But if you do want that locked in groove, this is the way, this is an easy way to do it. Let me get that out of the drums group because it doesn't need to be there. And then what we could also do, or what I recommend you do, is you just take that sub frequency. See all that down there? That's going to be conflicting with the 808. So if we take that out of the actual drums, it leaves more room. Easy, easy. All right, folks, as you know, we've been working with HATS this whole time. And if you want to pick up this plugin, of course, it's good for easily making hi-hat patterns, stutters, rolls, etc. But you can also use it on snares, shakers, any other type of perks. And as you saw me doing this, there's also possibilities if you want to just get creative with it and throw in something like an instrument or a vocal sample as well. Really easy way to make those patterns. Now, they don't want me to tell you that. That's why you hear those sirens. They don't want me to tell you this, that right now there's a limited number of slots available, that you can get this plugin for just $10 originally, or soon it will be up to $80. Entry level pricing was at $20, and then Natan said, what the heck, we're doing a stream, let's bump it down to $10 with the code. So that code is at the top in the pinned comment. It's also in the description where you can find the link to the plugin as well. Pick it up today. Thank you to the Natan for sponsoring today's stream. I hope you all had fun. I did. What does this sound like on speakers? Hopefully not garbage. Slots are getting filled fast, says the Natan. We are bumping to this chat. That's fun. All right. I actually like this. What are we trying to send this to Ariana? Finish it up a little bit. All right, this was great. Thank you all for hanging. Hi, Dylan. Dylan, you're catching the end of the stream, but as usual, if you're gonna watch this later or you're gonna watch it right now, rewind to the beginning. Let people know when this stream starts with the timestamp down below. Say starting soon, or stream starts at blank time, because there's a little starting screen. That's helpful for people. Hi, Zerix. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everybody for being here. All my members, shout out to all of you. Please get ready to submit your music to the track review stream that's happening on Saturday. That is going to be a lot of fun. I want to listen to your music, give you some helpful feedback, get some feedback from the community, get a little bit of attention around your music because we'll play it live on the stream. You can do that by becoming a member, hitting the join button down below. It supports the channel in a big way. And guys, let me tell you, it's cheap. You can become a member for $2 a month, and that gets you into the track review streams. $2. That is less. Like if you go to Starbucks I think it's impossible to spend just $2. I think one item, there's no one item below $2 unless you get a cup of water. But who's going to Starbucks and getting the free cup of water? Not me. Anyway, thanks. You can support the channel by becoming a member, picking up this plugin today with the link in the description. For free, you can support the channel by making sure you're subscribed, liking the stream on your way out, turning on post notifications, and tuning into videos that drop every Sunday in like the first hour they get posted. If you're able to do that, that helps me out, and that's completely free to you. You want a little something in return? Join our Discord server, get a free sample pack, become a member. That's going to be it. Shout out to the Natan once again for sponsoring today's stream. I had a lot of fun making this beat today. Check out HATZ when you can. See y'all on Saturday. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. All links are in the description. See y'all soon. That's going to be it. This has been TAETRO. Have a good one.